Welcome to Pop Cult, where we talk reality TV, celebrity chaos, and pop culture throwbacks.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second.
Julia's getting she's getting another claw. Another white claw. Listen to our reality digest from Tuesday if you want to know what we're talking about.
I think you missed it when you were getting your wine, but I did a review of the grape flavor White Claw in the last
Oh,
episode.
okay. Wait, do you just have them in your room?
Yes, I have a fridge.
Wait, that's hilarious.
I have a mini fridge in my room that I just put all of my drinks in.
It's not that little skincare one, is it?
No, it's like it came with the room.
Oh, that's nice.
It was just like here when I moved in, and I put my drinks in it and my Parmesan cheese, and I would
Oh
like
my
no
God.
judgment for that because I eat in my room. Okay, like I don't
Mhm.
eat in the common spaces.
No, I don't blame you.
And so I have a couch and a little coffee table in my room, and I eat there. And just one coating of Parmesan cheese just like isn't gonna work for me.
You're like reapplying.
I reapply. Like once I eat that layer, like a new layer goes on. So
I feel
have
like
to have Parmesan cheese with me at all times when I'm eating a meal that has Parmesan cheese.
that's hilarious. What's your favorite meal to eat with Parmesan cheese?
Spaghetti.
Biscotti.
But anything that I can put Parmesan cheese on is one of my favorite meals. Just like point blank. If it is allowable to add Parmesan cheese, I'm game.
Yeah. That's one thing to know about Julia. She's always been a Parmesan cheese fiend.
Fiend. I can't like it's serious because I can't buy the nice stuff.
Oh, you only eat like the green bottle?
Yeah, because that I can control myself. But if I
Okay.
buy the nice stuff,
Like the shreds?
yeah, it is gone. I will eat that shit with a spoon.
Okay.
Like just give me the spoon and the cup that it comes in, and I don't need anything else. It's bad. So I have to like literally like me having the like green can is me holding back.
Confessions of a Parmesan cheeseaholic.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
glad
one
you
of
know
my
your limits.
what are those things? Your vices? One of my red flags? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a vice.
One of my fatal flaws.
Some people are addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
You are addicted to
Parmesan cheese might as well be a drug, because you could inject me with that.
Intravenously.
Yeah.
Okay. What's my vice?
Like with food?
I don't know. Maybe like a Cool Sips.
Oh,
A
then
fun
my-
drink is
Like,
my
but then
vice.
we can also talk about like 7 Brew. Like I'm the same way.
Yeah, true.
I'm trying to think
I
of
went
like
to
a
Cool
niche.
Sips this weekend.
A niche one.
Wait, I went to Cool Sips this weekend, and there was this girl that was in there with like her group of friends before me, and she was complaining to I'm gonna call them a barista,
Okay.
about how they don't have coconut cream.
What?
And he was
Okay.
like, okay, I'll let he was actually really nice. He was like, I'll let my manager know.
Bitch, shut
He
up.
was like, do you want me to put more coconut in it? And she was like, no, I just wish you guys had coconut cream.
Okay.
I was
Did
like,
you
girl.
ever get the Whitney drink at Cool Sips?
No, I was going to, but then I was like, I want my regular.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go tomorrow and get it.
Anyways. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Pop Cult. We're your hosts, your extremely weird hosts. I'm Julia.
And I'm Avery.
And we post 2 episodes every single week. Tuesdays are for our reality digest, where we go over last week's reality chaos. And Thursdays are for our Fame Files, where we go over past pop culture events. And today, while it is not a Thursday, we are doing a Thursday Fame File.
Correct. Today, we are talking.
The topic.
Yeah, today we are talking about the Fyre Festival.
Before you ask me if I know anything, I know nothing. I don't even
Do
know.
you not?
If you had said Fyre Festival to me, I see how it's spelled, but I would have spelled it to you like a fire, like F-I-R-E.
Yeah.
So I have no. Is this a music festival?
We'll get into it. I mean, it was supposed to be. It's interesting that you don't know anything about this, considering that this happened in 2017. So it's not even like you were.
This isn't like the Travis Scott thing?
No. That was Astroworld.
Okay, then yeah, I don't know.
Our second festival episode, mind you, it's giving, a little bit Woodstock 99 for sure.
Is it better
honestly,
than the Poop
worse.
Fest, or is it worse? I was about to say.
I think it's worse just because of, Woodstock 99, like they had good intentions. I just think they were ill prepared. This was like a blatant scam.
Oh, okay. From the maker or whoever did it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, let's just get into it because I'm excited to tell you about this because I have like some serious psychoanalyzing that I'd like to do of our main character here. So, the creator of this festival, Fyre Festival spelled Fyre, is a man named Billy McFarland. He is a young entrepreneur, college dropout who
They always are.
for the majority of his adulthood and probably still lives in New York City. In 2014, created this credit card that was supposed to be like the millennial rival to the Amex Black Card, but he kind of twisted it and like made it to where it was like a credit card but also this membership type thing, like this exclusive membership to these events in New York City that you could get access to by being a member of this credit card.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen,
What-
I barely understand credit cards regular.
Fair
I
enough.
I just Googled an Amex Black Card.
Yeah, I actually like have never seen one of those either. I know about the Amex,
You
but
have
I
to.
think
You can only be invited to have an Amex Black Card.
oh, that's interesting.
Invitation only for ultra high net worth individuals with
Oh
a
my God.
$10,000 initiation fee and a
What?
$5,000 annual fee.
What are the perks?
I'm sure a ton, but like,
I mean, that's actually crazy.
I mean, an airport lounge being one of them.
Okay, well, you can get that with like an
You
airline
can get,
credit card.
yeah, you can get a Delta card, I think, and just have that.
Oh yeah, American Airlines, they all have cards. So his card was called Magnesis and it had a $250 fee. And like I said, along with its credit card capabilities, it also came with access to private events, tickets for events. It was advertised to the millennial generation specifically. He was a millennial. He was targeting the millennials. I feel like the millennial generation had so many things like this. It's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure like why that generation in particular became
What
so
age?
entrepreneurial.
What's the millennial like year? Like from what to what?
I think it stops at like 97.
So it's
But
your
I
brother.
think, yeah, my brother would be millennial. I'm honestly not sure where it starts. 1980 maybe? Like I would say that
Oh, so my mom is like barely above a millennial. Interesting.
yeah, like I would say it's probably, the oldest millennials are probably like 40, young 40s right now.
Okay.
But I'm
Got it.
probably wrong about that.
Oh, you were so right. 81 to 96.
Period. Okay. I need to play the lottery today.
Yeah, for real.
So Billy said that it was kind of an attempt to consolidate all of the great things that were going on in New York City at any given time, and then the card would act as your ticket essentially. But then all of these reservations for these exclusive events would then be mysteriously canceled at the last minute.
So like these people were like getting these cards and like, oh, because you have this card, you can get into like so and so's event.
Yeah.
And
Or
then
like
so
you
and
could
so's event was canceled.
or your reservation was canceled. Like the events would be real. Maybe it'd be like a concert or something. And then you would probably get like a really discounted ticket.
Like, oh, you have Beyonce tickets.
Yes, exactly. But then your reservation would get canceled at the last minute.
And there were no refunds.
But ultimately, I mean, it's like he's the one running the credit card. Regardless, it was successful for a while, which it is like not a bad idea. Honestly, when I was reading about it, it reminds me a little bit of my Built credit card in the sense that like I'll get perks for like workout classes around the city or restaurants or something like that, but like it's not in the sense that it's like a community thing, nor is it like that exclusive. But I just when I was reading about it, I was like, huh.
I just don't get credit cards. I am terrified at the one that I have that somehow I'm gonna go into debt.
Oh my God. Well, you're not. I mean,
No, I'm not. But like, it's like I live in fear. Of my
no, yeah. I
credit
mean,
card.
sometimes it'll sneak up on you.
Yeah.
Take my word for it. Anyway, spoiler alert, the credit card was discontinued after he was arrested for fraud in connection to the Fyre Festival, which we are going to get into
Got it.
the origins of now. So in 2015, Billy McFarland somehow comes to meet the rapper Ja Rule because he was actually trying to book Ja Rule for an event that he was doing, and he started to realize that like it was really difficult to book him. Like it was super difficult to get in touch with who he needed to speak with to actually book Ja Rule, and he's like, this is just too much. I shouldn't have to go through 5 different people to book someone for an event. And because of this, Billy decided that he was going to create an app that was basically intended to make it easier to book artists for events. So both parties would have the app, the booker and the artist, and they would get mutually paired up, and then the artist could accept or decline. And if they accepted, then they could choose their own booking fees. So, like, not a terrible
And
idea.
he thought that, like, Taylor Swift would use this, like...
That's the thing. That's kind of how I feel, too. Like, it's not a bad idea, but, like, ultimately, artists, the only benefit that this would be for is for the person who is booking the artist.
Yeah, who wants them. Yeah.
The artist is going to get booked either way.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have an agent. But I mean, like, in theory, if you're a smaller artist, not a terrible idea. So in order to promote the creation of this app, Billy decided that he wanted to have a music festival to promote his brand, and thus Fyre Festival was born. So they start on this journey. He and Ja Rule are like partnering up on this, basically. They start on this journey of scouting.
Who is that? Am I, like...
I just think he's a rapper. Like, okay. I didn't really know who he was either, to be honest. Sorry to him. Sorry to this man.
Oh, he's only got like 2 million followers, so I don't feel too bad.
Okay. He is Grammy nominated, early 2000s rapper.
Oh, cute. Okay.
So
I'm sure I know some of his music. I can be bad with names. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, and I mean, like, he's kind of a shitty person, like, after you'll see in this episode. So the two of them start scouting locations, and allegedly one day they were in, like, small little, like, plane together. What do you call those? Like the little ones?
Like a fighter.
like a little hopper, like a little island hopper plane.
Sure, I know what you're talking about, but I couldn't tell you the name.
I don't know either. A fighter pilot, a fighter jet. Anyway, they're in this small little plane, and they spot this island that had no one on it. Nothing's like looking like it's inhabited, but there was a runway. So they decided to land on it. And when they did so, they were like, oh my God, this is it. Like, this is where we have to have the Fyre Festival. Come to find out, at one point, this private island belonged to infamous drug lord Pablo Escobar.
Great. I'm glad it wasn't like Epstein's Island or something like that.
I mean, not much better, to be completely honest with you. Pablo Escobar was not a good person.
No.
But at some point, he allegedly owned this island. So Billy, I think, like, attempts to buy this island, but, like, there's a lot that goes on. There was a lot that was going on with, like, they had to deal with lawyers. There was a lot of red tape. I think there was like a couple of different people maybe that had ownership stakes in the island. So I'm honestly unclear if he ever ended up actually buying it. It was called Norman's Key. I can never remember if you pronounce Cayk or Key.
Oh, I don't know.
But it was supposedly a pretty infamous island, like I said, for drug lords to traffic substances, etc. That's probably why there's a runway on it. Yeah, so then he is going through a lot of red tape with that, and so they just decide, like, you know what, they continued to have to move the location because they would try for different islands and then they would get turned down. So they're like, okay, we're gonna move on. Then they finally settle on this island called Great Exuma Island, which was, for all intents and purposes, a solid choice. It was the biggest island that they had tried for, and so it did have better infrastructure, unlike some of the islands that they had previously scouted. Why did it need to be on the island? It's just like kind of the vibe he was going for.
Okay.
But also, Great Exuma Island still was not highly developed and really did not have the space or the housing to house the amount of people that attend a festival. So just keep that in mind.
Got it.
They also ended up scheduling the festival on the same weekend as this, okay, I'm going to probably say it wrong. I think it's like a sailing regale or something, like a big sailing event, which was the biggest event on Great Exuma Island of the entire year. And they literally planned the Fyre Festival on the same exact weekend. So that's like a dumb choice, because now, even if they did have the housing infrastructure, now they're not going to, because this was the biggest tourist weekend of the year on Great Exuma Island. So whatever, it's already starting off like that's already just a terrible decision, which unsurprising. Come, December 2016, they've settled on the location. This is when they start to market it. So they enlisted, like, this is why I'm so surprised you don't know anything about this, because they enlist all of these models and celebrities to come out to an island, unclear whether or not they shot this promo video that they did on Great Exuma. I
Okay.
don't think that they did. I think they did it on a different island, maybe even Pablo Escobar's island. But they enlisted people like Hailey Bieber, Haley Baldwin at the time, Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid, Emily Ratajkowski, like genuinely A-list, like Victoria's Secret models that they're enlisting for this promo video.
Really?
Yes, like big names. So all of these people that they've enlisted go to this location for this promo shoot. It was like this insane video that honestly, like, I want you to watch it after we film this episode, because it was just like, honestly, like, not that well done, if I do say so myself, and just like a little bit cringy, but maybe very 2017, I guess I would also say. But it's just a bunch of shots of these models on jet skis, on yachts, in the water, and like B-roll of people at festivals and concert, like stock footage basically. And then at the end of the video, it just says, join us, tickets on sale now, fyrefestival.com, hashtag Fyre Festival, limited availability.
Are they supposed to be like going?
That's what, yeah, I mean, that's what they're claiming. So the official launch date of the event was December 12th, 2016. At this time, all of the major models and influencers that they partnered with at the same time would post this little burnt orange tile on their Instagram with the caption, join me at Fyre Festival.
I must have been under a rock during this time.
I know. I'm really just shocked you didn't hear about this, but it's okay.
No, I was young. I was like 15.
Yeah, true. Just for context, Kendall Jenner, for example, got paid $250,000 for that post alone. So just to show you how much money they're sinking into this, just again, keep that in mind. But the question was what you were asking, like, are all of these gorgeous models actually going to be a notable part of this festival, or is this literally just an advertising tactic, which you could argue is false advertising and fraud, if you really want to take it there. Nonetheless, though, the Fyre Festival Instagram account absolutely blows up with followers. Brands who had agreed to sponsor Coachella were literally reaching out to see if they could transfer their brand investments to Fyre Festival instead.
Interesting.
Which honestly, if that had happened, it probably wouldn't have been such a disaster. But they had ticket options with private homes, private yachts for like $250,000, like with private chefs involved. Like, truly, what they were trying to sell this as was a premier luxury festival experience. Like, this was genuinely supposed to be like top tier level luxury hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
Billy McFarland even coined this whole campaign that they did as, quote, the best coordinated social influencer campaign ever, which I don't agree with. Like, he's an idiot, but like that's how he felt about this idea that he had come up with. Nonetheless, though, the festival did sell out, but the issue, which multiple people had told him before, is that they would not be able to fit all of the people that they sold tickets to on this island, let alone would they have the infrastructure like toilets, electricity, running water, basic human needs.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, and extremely irresponsible. The problem also was that they had oversold the event, but had also told all of the influencers that they were each promised a 4-person, 3-bedroom villa on the beach that literally did not exist.
Were they just gonna build a house?
That's a great question. I don't really know what they were planning on doing because, spoiler alert, none of it ever happened.
Great.
Right. So they were basically told by all of the people, the local people, and even people not local to this island in the Bahamas, people that they had hired to help them with marketing, to help them with planning, that they needed to cancel this event because these paying guests were not going to have housing by the time that they got, like, by the time they got there. Like, basically, they were giving all of these influencers a free ride to this festival, but there were actual paying guests who have paid thousands of dollars for their tickets and were expecting to show up with what they were told that they were going to get on their ticket package. But Billy McFarland's like, no. But thanks for the suggestion. He's like, we're a solutions oriented team. We have to just figure out a way to make it work. But basically what it was is that all he cared about was the influencer experience, and all of these poor people who had paid we're just literally not going to have a place to stay. So they came up with this idea that everybody would just sleep in tents.
Oh, great.
Right. But the problem is that this event was going to be held at the end of April in the Bahamas with no AC in these tents.
No AC?
No AC.
On an island?
On an island.
In the tent?
In the
And they're
summertime
digging
on an
a
island.
hole in the ground to go to the bathroom?
Right.
Do they get a sleeping bag?
They do get mattresses.
Is it a barren tent?
It's a barren tent. It's like a dome. You can look up a picture.
And everybody knows that?
No, like the people
Oh, they
organizing
don't know that.
the people organizing it did,
But like,
but not the people who bought
They
tickets.
don't know yet. Okay.
No, that's the crazy part. They were also like, the locals were telling them like, this is a terrible idea. We don't have AC. The noise is going to be insane just with like the people around. I'm sure the wind, the ocean, everything, and the mosquitoes.
The mosquito.
I also think that it was like really sad for the people in the Bahamas who were working the event because it was supposed to be like a repeat event. It's like just like Coachella or Stagecoach or any other festival. Lollapalooza, like they were hoping that this would become an annual thing. So it would have created a lot of jobs for the local people, and the Bahamas hadn't really ever had a musical event of that size before. And they were invested in it. They had enlisted hundreds of locals to help with the setup, to help with, building the structures and getting everything ready to go. And, they're not even 6 months out. Excuse me, they're less than 6 months out and they have nothing done. And it's a complete dumpster fire. And there were people who had known Billy McFarland from his past at Magnesis and some other business ventures that he had been on, who were already suspicious of him. And so when Fyre Festival became this huge cultural phenomenon that like the entire millennial generation knew about and was following along with the progress of, this man named Calvin Wells, who also lived in New York City at the time, had several friends who had Billy McFarland's credit card, Magnesis, caught wind of what was going on. And he kind of already knew that he had like this scammy vibe. And so he was like just keeping an eye on him. This man was also, I think, a venture capitalist. So he was like informed on the financial world and entrepreneurial side of business in New York City, I guess. So he realized that there were bands that were in the lineup that he had worked with before. So he called their agents and he's like, what's the deal? What are they saying? What are they saying they're going to pay you? Have they paid you? Like, I want the scoop. And the agents of these bands are like, oh, they said that they were going to pay us actually double what we typically charge. But no, like they haven't paid us yet. So he's like, okay, that's sus. Just for context, some of the people that were going to be performing were Blink 182, Disclosure, Migos, Lil Yachty. Kendall Jenner had even announced in her promotional Instagram post that artists from Good Music were going to be headlining. This was Kanye West's music label, like his personal music label.
Got it.
But spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure that none of these people ended up showing up. I know that for a fact about all of the people under Kanye West. Blink 182, which we'll get to, but like just so you know who was planning to be there. So Calvin is like, this is just not right. Like, this is something's going on. I don't believe this. And then he looks at the map of the festival that Fyre had released, and he noticed that it was photoshopped to look like it was an isolated private island, when in reality it was like the very edge of just a portion of Great Exuma Island. But these people are being told that they're going to be
whole island
on a private island that was previously owned by Pablo Escobar.
Oh, so he's lying about the island.
Yes, he's lying about all of it. And the photo that they shared, the map of the festival, was deceptive marketing because it's making it look like it's something it's completely not. So Calvin creates this Twitter account called Fyre Festival Fraud, which he created entirely to expose that this festival was a scam.
Oh, slay. Okay.
It wasn't super successful at first, so he actually hopped on a plane. Like, this guy must have a lot of free time on his hands. I do have to say.
And money.
Calvin, I would love to hear from you. Like, how did you have the time for this? Anyway, he hops on a plane to the island where the Fyre Festival is actually being set up, and he captures footage of the development of it. And he realized that the tents that they were advertising as luxury villa tents were literally tents that were left over from a hurricane.
Oh, great.
Yeah, which is crazy. He also noticed that there was still no running water, no bathrooms, no infrastructure on this piece of the island because it was basically being advertised like on the island itself, not to the festival attendees. There were signs up that it was a potential housing development area. And then they came in and like I guess paid to rent out the space, but it was not like a developed area at all. There was not they were not equipped for any type of residence on this piece of the island. At this point, money had also started to become a problem. And Billy's employees that were working for him at his booking platform startup were starting to notice that if they got paid, it often wasn't for the right amount, it would be late, or they would literally be paid in bags of cash.
Bags of cash
Yes.
that are coming from where?
Like his bank account, I don't know. Like this is the crazy thing. It's like there are so many startups in New York City that like I can't even blame these people for going to work for this guy's startup because they're everywhere. Somebody's always doing it, like they're always popping up.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's like maybe there are some that are, paying their employees under the table like this. If it's a legitimate startup, they're not doing that unless it's literally the three people who decided to come up with this idea and start it.
Yeah.
Like once they're hiring actual employees, it shouldn't be working that way, obviously. So enter firek.com. And the sole purpose of this website, created by, I believe, a different person, not Calvin, was to sink the festival before it even happened.
Okay, so it's another person who thinks it's like a scam.
Yes. So, yes, it was. It was not Calvin. Now that I'm like reading my next thing, yeah, it definitely was not him. This person, whoever was behind this website, were posting actual pictures, like boots on the ground of the setup being completely unfinished, and literally snippets from conversations from meetings where there were only a handful of people who were privy to those meetings. Okay. And so they're like, okay, we have a mole. We have somebody inside of our organization who is doing this, who's leaking this information.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, we got to figure out who's doing this. They end up figuring it out. I don't know exactly who it was, but this person's terms for taking their website down, literally the only thing that they were asking for was for the festival organizers to be honest about what this festival was going to be like and essentially expose themselves that they were lying about this being a luxury event and that these people were not going to be getting what they were paying for.
Preach. Go you. Whoever you
Seriously, like truly Superman, like a superhero, saving the day. So then, like I said, they're having money problems. So they're trying to rig up these wristbands that are basically like your payment method, which honestly is not like we do that. I feel like that type of stuff exists all the time now, like wristbands that you use instead of your actual card. But at this point, it really wasn't a thing. And like I said, like there's not great electricity or internet in the area where they're having the festival. So like it was bound to be a problem. So the festival sends out an email alert to people that are attending that they need to put money on their wristbands, and they're saying most people are starting out with around $3,000
on your wristband.
Yes.
For what?
Like who even knows? But then it doesn't even stop there because then they say in the same email, but if you want to participate in different things and have access to the exclusive experiences, then you will need a lot more money on your wristband.
That's insane.
Mind you, these people have already paid anywhere between $4,000 and hundreds of thousands for their tickets, just for reference.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the amount that they've paid for their tickets, once they get there, they should not be paying for anything.
Yeah.
It should all be included.
Crazy. And flights. What's up with those?
It's a good question. We will get there.
Okay.
So, but what I think that they were doing with this whole wristband thing is I just think they were literally trying to steal people's money because they had run out. Like basically they would have said, once you upload the cash, it's non-refundable. So we keep all the money because they knew it was going to be a shit show. So they knew that once people got there, they wouldn't actually be spending the money that they had put on their wristbands. They had sourced some homes on the islands, like, private homes for some of the guests to stay on, but they hadn't paid the homeowners yet. So the homeowners at this point are like backing out of this situation because they're like, you haven't paid us and you're literally renting our house and we haven't gotten any form of payment. So like, never mind. So they're losing money left and right. At this point, like even the Wall Street Journal had put out an article exposing that the artists hadn't been paid, people who had VIP passes hadn't been given their flight info. So to answer your question, anybody who, paid for their ticket would have had to buy their own plane ticket as well.
Okay.
But people who had been given VIP passes were told that their flights were going to be booked via like a concierge for the festival. So they wouldn't have had to pay for that either. So people are like, okay, well, we have questions about flights, like we still haven't gotten our info, or even people that are paying for their own flights are like, when should we book them? What airports should we be using? Yada yada yada. So they're DMing them on the Fyre Festival Instagram. They're like, hey, what's the deal? We need more information. The festival's coming up. And Fyre is just sending them this like copy paste message to directing them towards this concierge email that also just like wasn't responding. So then people start commenting on their Instagram talking about like publicly talking about the lack of customer service, and Fyre is deleting comments and even turning off their comments entirely. But all the while, they're literally still just posting on their Instagram with the same promotional content from the shoot that they did with the models.
Okay. So the models are going.
No, the models are not going. They're just still posting from that same shoot that they did.
Got it. Okay.
Like way back when. But, and I didn't even really think about this because I'm not a festival goer, but I guess when you are going to a festival, especially like one that's making its debut, you would be looking to their social media to see like progress photos of the grounds or the stages or like anything, right? Don't you think?
I would hope so.
Yeah, so like I feel like that's what people were looking for, but like they hadn't been posting anything like that. They were just continuing to post the same, fake promotional content. Honestly, to me, it's giving that they were just going to ignore people until the festival literally happened and then just hope that they either didn't show up or like they would just figure it out, which is not how an event like this works.
No, that's not how that works. You got to plan.
Obviously. For the final like 2 weeks prior to the festival, every single day, Billy McFarland is being told by someone on his team that they needed to cancel this festival. And he just literally would not do it.
What's his issue?
I think that he has some sort of serious complex about feeling like he is in the know in really exclusive ways, and that's why he acts the way that he does. I also think he's just a sociopathic con artist who has no remorse for robbing people out of thousands of dollars, because there's no other way to explain this. And it like gets worse, honestly, like it really does. So the other issue, and a major reason that he probably wasn't canceling, is because he still owed money to multiple investors, people that had invested in this event because he sold it to them. And if he had canceled, their contract stated that he would still have to pay those investors.
Yikes.
Yeah. So that's like a obviously overarching issue. Boots on the ground, another major issue was that, they have to feed and hydrate all of these people. They had budgeted like $1 million for food, which is not enough. Especially this was supposed to be for like 2 weekends, and they ended up spending like $6 million, which obviously, and then like I think they canceled the food, and so then they're like, we'll just get somebody local to provide all the food, and obviously that's more than the island can handle. Water was also another major issue. They had 4 18-wheelers full of water bottles delivered to this island, but when they got to customs was like, you actually have to pay us $175,000 for the amount of water that you're trying to bring into our country, and once you pay that, then we'll release it.
Oh. What? Why are they holding water?
Well, when you ship something internationally, there are customs fees that go along with that, because like the country that it's going to, I assume like they have processing fees and stuff. Like they have to pay employees to process these international shipments, and the bigger the shipment, the more your fees are going to be.
Yeah.
They did end up releasing it to them because they were like, we literally don't have the money to pay you that right now. But once again, it just goes to show that that's like another fee that he didn't consider in when he was quote unquote budgeting for this event. So they did end up releasing it, but only under the agreement that they would be back paid that $175,000.
Got it.
And then, as if this could get any worse, the cherry on top of it is that it literally downpoured the night before the festival.
Like the night before everyone was supposed to arrive? Or
Correct.
had everyone already gotten there? Okay.
No, we haven't even gotten to that point yet.
Got it.
Which to me, I actually was thinking about that when I was researching this. Like, islands are known for very unpredictable weather, and it's very possible that it could rain the entire festival. So the fact that they didn't think about that to me is crazy. Like when they were sourcing
Well, that's 'cause they're
locations.
stupid.
Like I honestly feel like that's a huge reason that festivals like Coachella and Stagecoach are held in the freaking desert.
Mm-hmm.
But because it did rain and they have all these little flimsy tents that have no structural leg to stand on, they flooded. The tents flooded. The mattresses are soaked. Some of them were even just plastic wrapped laying outside of the tents. Like it's destroyed. The entire site, if you can even call it that. They had also lied about how the guests were getting to the island. They told them that they were all going to be on these branded private jets, like Fyre Festival branded private jets, and they literally just put them on like a regular airline plane.
Oh, got it.
What the heck is this? So the guests start arriving and they actually bust the first arrivals to this random beachfront bar because at this point, like the campgrounds are destroyed and they're trying to do damage control to fix everything. But like they're not realizing it at first. Like the people who had arrived in the first wave, they're like, oh, this must just be like the first entry point to this really amazing luxury resort that we're going to be going to
Yikes.
later in the day. This just must be our first stop. Until 6 hours later, they're still at this random restaurant where they're just being like funneled with alcohol, and like the people who are, supervising this aspect of it, I guess, are just like trying to keep them at ease. But then that same morning, Blink 182 announced via Twitter that they had officially dropped out of the lineup.
Yikes.
Their statement read, "Regrettably, and after much careful and difficult consideration, we want to let you know that we won't be performing at Fyre Fest in the Bahamas this weekend and next weekend. We're not confident that we would have what we need to give you the quality of performances we always give our fans."
Okay.
Which I do think was true. Like, I'm not sure that they even had the stages up or anything.
Crazy.
Like, isn't that so bizarre? Like, what in the world? Anyway, so they finally get to the campsite, the people who have arrived, the attendees. And the people working the festival are just walking around with bottles of alcohol, blasting music, zero instruction coming from anyone. People are trying to check in. There's lines 200 to 300 people deep. People are starting to be like, okay, what actually is going on? So Billy McFarland decides that he's just gonna like get up on this elevated surface and is like answering questions one by one, and then tells them at the end that anyone who had booked a villa just needs to grab a tent.
So they're not getting their villa.
They have to sleep in tents. And at this point, it's like becoming anarchy because they're starting to realize, oh my God, we are stranded on this island with basically nowhere to sleep. There's no food vendors. There's no water vendors. At one point, they even funneled their luggage off of 18-wheelers and literally just set it all on the ground and said, okay, everyone go get your luggage.
Okay, that sounds normal.
Yeah. People were hoarding toilet paper and pillows and stealing mattresses from other people's tents. Mind you, the mattresses were soaked because of the rain the night before. And the people in the tents were literally only 1/3 of the amount of attendees in total. I also think that they may have sent at least a portion to a nearby resort. I didn't find a ton on that, but I mean, that was like the best decision they made the whole time. Then comes the viral tweet about the food. This is another reason why I'm like surprised you haven't heard of this, because this was like so just like honestly blew up the internet. So an attendee posts a picture of what they were feeding them at this event. And I actually screenshotted the tweet and put it in here. So if you want to scroll down and look at it, you can. But it's basically a styrofoam box with 2 pieces of bread, a slice of cheese, and lettuce and tomato.
No meat?
No meat. The lettuce and tomato isn't even on the bread. The cheese isn't even melted. The bread isn't toasted. It's literally a cheese sandwich.
Ew. Ew.
The tweet reads, "The dinner that Fyre Festival promised us was catered by Steven Starr is literally bread, cheese, and salad with dressing."
Who's Steven?
I think that they had promised like Michelin star chefs.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that basically was like the official confirmation that everyone at home watching needed, that this festival was an absolute
Where's the
dumpster
next
fire.
wave of people?
That's a great question. And I'm going to tell you in a
Okay.
minute. So obviously everyone is like, okay, we've got to get out of here. This is like not happening. This is not what we thought it was going to be. We've been scammed. Mind you, like a lot of the people watching from home were kind of giggling because like the whole idea of this festival was just this ridiculous display of exclusivity and over the top luxury that everyone was like, okay, well, it kind of serves you guys right for paying $4,000 plus for a festival ticket for a festival that has literally never even run before. But so they're all going to the airport, but there's no planes to take them out because this is a small island and they're not going to be prepared for the capacity of people that are going to try and leave this island at the same time. So anybody that had gone to the airport literally got locked in the airport overnight without any food or water, to the point where I'm pretty sure like the Miami airport had to send empty planes to the Bahamas to take people back to the US.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So the next day, April 28th, early in the morning, is when they officially cancel
Okay.
the festival.
A lot of people are there. Got it.
After people already showed up. There were a series of tweets, but basically, like, the main one just said, after assessing the situation this morning and looking at best options for our guests, we cannot move forward as we hoped we could. And at this point, to answer your question about everybody else that was going to show up, when the Bahamas realized how, or like whoever was, in charge of that island, the Bahamian government, realized how bad it was going to be, they canceled any other flights into the island.
Okay. So they're smart. Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody else like wasn't able to get in that wasn't on that first or however many waves. At this point, Ja Rule himself also made a Twitter statement which read, "We are working right now on getting everyone off the island safe. That is my immediate concern. I will make a statement soon. I'm heartbroken at this moment. My partners and I wanted this to be an amazing event. It was not a scam," in all caps, as everyone is reporting. "I don't know how everything went so left, but I'm working to make it right by making sure everyone is refunded. I truly apologize as this is not my fault," in all caps, "but I'm taking responsibility and I'm deeply sorry to everyone who was inconvenienced by this."
How is it not his fault?
The thing is, he was involved in all of these conversations where people were telling him and Billy that they needed to cancel this festival.
Okay, so he don't listen.
No, but it's like they're just delusional and scam artists. The Bahamian Ministry of Tourism also piped up at one point and fully blamed the Fyre Fest team and claimed that they lied to them about all the precautions that they were taking for the festival, but they were not taking any of them.
Okay.
Because of how much of a disaster the festival obviously was, the scheduling platform via his company Fyre Media, of course, was just not received at all.
Yeah, valid.
So like that was an instant flop, which like at the end of the day, even if you're trying to scam people, you should have at least had the foresight to know that if this didn't go well, your startup was also going to go under.
Yep.
That's crazy to me. Anyway, almost immediately after, everyone gets home, Billy McFarland and Ja Rule are getting hit with lawsuits for fraud left and right. Left and right. I mean, fraud, illegal wire transfers, negligence, you name it, they're getting sued for it.
Got it.
Even some of the celebrities that were involved in advertising the festival were making public apologies. Like Bella Hadid was basically like, "Sorry, I didn't know the details." It was like not really an apology.
Got it. Kendall didn't say anything?
I really don't think she did. If she did, it like wasn't crazy. Billy and Ja Rule were also banned from the Bahamas for life.
That's funny.
And honestly, the saddest part about this is that he also couldn't pay his employees at Fyre Media anymore. So he literally just told them that there was no payroll, but wasn't firing them or laying off. He like had a call with him and was like, "So like I can't pay any of you guys. Like you're not getting fired, but there's just going to be no payroll anymore."
Oh my god. But they can go try to get another job, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But like easier said than done,
No, fair.
May 1st, 2 days after, or 3 days, I guess, after I always forget that there's like a 30th day in every month. Anyway, a few days after the festival was canceled, Billy McFarland is hit with a $100 million class action lawsuit on behalf of the attendees of the festival.
Got it.
On May 2nd, He's hit with a second $100 million lawsuit for breach of contract and fraud, claiming that he tricked attendees by paying influencers and celebrities to promote a fake festival.
Preach.
On May 3rd, he's hit with a third lawsuit claiming negligence, fraud, violating consumer protection law, which basically is what protects us as consumers from deceptive and fraudulent business practices. And on May 4th, he was hit with two more, one directly from an attendee who was working with like a personal lawyer, and another from National Event Services, which was a staffing company that was supposed to be like helping them staff the medical needs for the event. And they were suing for refusal to buy cancellation insurance and providing their employees with uninhabitable conditions. Fast forward to June 30th, 2017, Billy McFarland is arrested because at this point, the FBI had gotten involved and they were able to prove that he had been lying to his investors about who was performing, what they had been given by sponsors, and so many other things that were leading them to believe that there was so much more money for this festival than there actually was. He had been providing them with fake documents to prove his finances. Perhaps the other saddest thing about this is that the locals in the Bahamas on the island who, had been helping them with this festival for the past 6 months were never paid.
Great.
And they were owed around $250,000.
Such an asshole.
He's a terrible human being, genuinely. Scum of the earth. He also had several employees that fronted very large amounts of money for expenses that they were under the assumption would be paid back eventually, like on their personal credit cards. But of course, they were never paid back. I mean, in some cases, it was literally hundreds of thousands of dollars. He ultimately admitted to defrauding his investors of $26 million. And to make matters even worse, it does not even stop there. Because fast forward to December 2017, enter NYC VIP access.
Goodness.
This was a company that Billy had created and was using another man, a man named Frank. He was using Frank as the face of this company, offering random VIP tickets. Sounding familiar?
Yeah.
To
Sure.
things like the Masters, Coachella, concerts, Victoria's Secret fashion show, the Met Gala, the Grammys. Mind you, these things don't have tickets.
Okay.
That was so ominous. But basically, Frank was sending an email to everyone who had attended Fyre Festival because they had all these people's emails on a list from the festival. So they were utilizing that list to offer these things to these people to get them to pay them for these VIP tickets. Also, I forgot to mention, at this point, he was out on bail. So he had been arrested. They let him out on bail, and he then decides to stir up this third scam to get money from people again.
Oh my God. While he's already arrested?
Well, he already got arrested and is out on bail. And honestly, the worst part about it is that people did pay him over $100,000.
Why?
Like, because guys, like, we've got to start being a little bit more discerning. Like, this is insane behavior. So now we have Magnesis, scam. Firefest, scam. NYC VIP access, scam. He's arrested again and is then charged with 5 different felonies.
Jesus.
Yeah. So he admits to defrauding his investors of $26 million and for defrauding people of $100,000 for NYC VIP access. In October of 2018, he is finally sentenced to 6 years in prison for both Fyre Festival and NYC VIP access. He pled guilty to 2 counts of wire fraud, and he was obviously hit with so many lawsuits. And also, at one point after the festival, they even sent a questionnaire to people who had bought VIP tickets, asking if they would accept a VIP ticket to the 2018 festival instead of a refund.
No.
Mind you, the 2018 festival hadn't even been announced yet, so that's crazy.
Absolutely not.
In 2019, one of the Fyre Festival trustees took legal action, actually against Blink 182, to return their $500,000 performance fee that they had been paid since they didn't perform. They also did the same thing to Kendall Jenner and Emily Ratajkowski because they had paid them, upwards of $300,000 for like their social media posts. So they were looking for their money back because they were claiming that it was their fault that they didn't let their followers know that they weren't actually going to be at the festival.
Oh gosh, okay.
And they were claiming that they were apparently aware of the state of the festival.
Okay.
In 2021, 277 attendees were awarded settlement payments of about $7,000 each from one of the lawsuits. Billy went to prison. He served nearly 4 years of his 6-year sentence, and he was released in 2022 on supervised release.
Is he still being sketch?
Yes, he is. After his release, he made an appearance on Good Morning America where he said, quote, "I need to apologize, and that is the first and last thing that needs to be done. I let people down. I let down employees. I let down their families. I let down investors. So I need to apologize. I'm wrong, and it's bad."
Okay, I don't believe that.
Like, is this a joke? Is this a joke? Also, this is the first time he ever apologized. He never apologized, like, after the festival went up in flames. And he's clearly not sorry because in August of 2023, he announced that tickets for Fyre Festival 2 were on sale.
When is that happening?
I'm so glad you asked. So it never did. But basically, when he announced that it was coming back, he released a statement that said, quote, "It has been the absolute wildest journey to get here, and it really all started during a 7-month stint in solitary confinement."
Oh.
I wrote out this 50. I just want to know what he did to get to solitary
Yeah, for real.
confinement. I wrote out this 50-page plan of how it would take this overall interest and demand of Fyre, and how it would take my ability to bring people around the world together to make the impossible happen. Like, I don't understand why he thinks that he's just like this almighty being who can create these like extremely elaborate cultural events and phenomenons.
I'm just like, why are we doing it again?
Why are we doing it? At the very least, come up with a new idea.
I don't know, or give up. Like, why don't we
Or
give up
stop.
anymore?
Or actually go back to prison. The tickets were priced at around $499, and the only event details that were available at the time was that it was, quote, targeted for the end of 2024 in the Caribbean.
The Caribbean? I don't believe this.
The biggest issue that I have with this is the use of the word targeted. Why are we paying $500
Wait,
for
they're having
tickets?
people already pay for something that's like not ready.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And to you, consumer, why are you dropping $500 for an event that is literally not even planned yet? That's insane behavior. So cut to 2025. It was finally scheduled, even though they said targeted 2024.
Got it. Okay.
It's finally scheduled in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And then 2 months before the festival, they made a statement on the website that it had been postponed and rescheduled once they chose a new location.
Got it. I'm gonna guess it still hasn't happened.
You would be correct. The City Hall of Playa del Carmen actually released a statement that said, quote, "The municipal government of Playa del Carmen informs that no event of that name will be held in our city." So they're basically saying we didn't even know that he was trying to have an event here.
Got it. Got it.
Billy McFarland obviously denied that, but like, why are we going to believe anything that he says? And then shortly after this, he announced that he and his team would be selling the Fyre Festival brand for around $245,000. This included trademarks, intellectual property, media reach, and any sort of like cultural capital. His official statement read, quote, "The brand is bigger than any one person and bigger than what I'm able to do on my own. It's a movement, and it deserves a team with scale, experience, and infrastructure to realize its potential."
Okay.
Like, what is he talking about?
I don't know.
The brand is not big. It's not a movement. It's not real.
Because it
Like,
never happened. It can't be anything.
it's just insane to me. I do believe that the ticket buyers were refunded for the $499 ticket from Fyre Festival 2, but it's just
anyone who bought
bizarre
that
to
is
me.
just like bizarre.
Truly, like, you guys actually don't even deserve your money
Like,
back
that's
because like
your
that's so stupid.
problem.
Yeah. Like, everybody can get the wool pulled over their eyes, but like, we have all the evidence we need to prove that this man is actually a con artist. So
And
what's
he's
that about?
Still living free.
And he's still living free because he served his time. Not enough time, I don't think.
Not enough. He did not learn his lesson.
And honestly, like, I don't know that they would have had the resources, but like, that little island should have also prosecuted him for everything that he did, including the lack of payment to their what's the word, citizens.
Wait, what?
Like, the island in the Bahamas, Great Exuma Island, like, they should have also prosecuted him
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It shouldn't have even been just the US, but I don't know. I mean, like, they may have not had the resources to do something like that. But, like, he's truly, like, I just feel like the thing with this man is that he has an obsession with wealth and status. And he's willing to do anything that he can to gain the highest level of both of those things.
I guess so.
And honestly, I'm just going to say it. I think it's because he's insecure about the way he looks.
Well, what does he look like?
You can look him up. He's very average looking.
What was his last name again?
McFarland.
No, that's not what I would have pictured. Yeah, it's just whatever.
Yeah, like he's a very average, normal looking human being, but like I feel like he always wanted to be the most handsome, richest, charismatic, well-known guy in the room.
He's a lot younger than I was, like, picturing.
Yeah, he's like a millennial tech guy. That's the thing that's like so nefarious. Like that personality type is so nefarious always.
Mhm.
They make you think that they're the smartest person in the room, and they're not.
I wonder what he's doing, like, right now.
Dude, probably coming up with another scam. Like, truly, anyone who sees his name behind anything that they're about to invest in, do not do it.
Stay away. Professional advice. Stay away.
Stay away. Steer clear. Danger. Stranger danger. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of this episode.
That was fantastic. I love a festival episode.
Right? I mean, okay, what do you think was worse?
This one.
Yeah, I agree.
Because at least people got to go to the other one.
True.
And, like, people came and performed and there was a stage.
Totally. They may have torn it down.
Yeah, but, like, there was one.
There was a stage.
And they knew they were going to sleep in tents at the other one.
Yeah, or in their cars. And they were just, like, down.
Yeah. And it was in the US, which is always, like, there's no worse feeling than when you can't get back to, like, home, you know?
Truly. Oh my god, are you having flashbacks?
Yeah, it's like horrific.
Oh, rip. That was crazy. But yeah, I learned a lot writing this episode. Like I knew what it was. I just like didn't know the level of extent that like the fraud was. Like I just kind of thought that they were like just kind of like Woodstock. Like they were ill prepared for what was coming. Because they had never run a festival before.
I don't know how I missed this, but I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
And maybe I did and I just forgot, but like I don't know.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people kind of were not really following the story because everyone was like, just the sheer cost of the tickets was highway robbery. And I feel like everyone else was able to deduce the fact that this was a scam.
Okay.
It's also just like unbelievable to think about like it's just not, when you think about the logistics of having all of these extremely famous A-list models and celebrities there, like that's just, that aren't performing, that's just like not realistic.
Yeah.
And the lineup really wasn't that good either.
No. Like
I don't know. I know people like Blink 182, but like
I've never seen them perform. I don't know any of their like stuff.
Like I certainly wouldn't pay even $500 to see them perform. No offense. No offense to Travis Barker Kardashian.
Literally.
But yeah, that is a wrap on this week's Fame Files.
Have a great rest of your day.
Next week, our Fame Files is on Bachelor in Paradise Couples Part 2. Where are they now? It's going to be kind of a short episode because there just wasn't as much detail that I could find on these couples. And then the following week, we're actually going to be doing 2 Fame Files episodes because Julia and I are going to be out of town and we won't be able to record our reality digest.
LOL.
So
sorry.
That's going to be something new. But thanks for listening, everyone.
Hope you have a great rest of your week and you find something to gossip about. Bye.
Ta-ta.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week for more pop culture chaos. The stories we cover are based on research and publicly available sources. While we strive for accuracy, some details may be disputed or unverified, and this episode is for entertainment and informational purposes only.